ESG reporting has greatly increased in recent years, with most companies around the globe reporting on some facet of their ESG initiatives and impacts. Much of the increase in reporting is due in large measure to demands from investors, but regulators are requiring disclosures in certain areas as well. Despite the increase in reporting, there hasn't been any uniformity in requirements or expectations across the different regions.
Yeah, it is great. You've committed net zero by 2050, and that's good. That's to be applauded. But the question is, do you know what that entails for you as an organization? What it will mean for you? What you are going to have to do to actually achieve that? At some point, it seems very far away. And in terms of like the forecasting out that you do on the business, you think kind of it's not material because it's so far away. But as we watch what's kind of happening in the environment and we look at how rapidly things are changing, it is coming so fast. And what looks far away today, tomorrow you'll be there and you'll have to kind of figure all of this out. For me, it is like a very thorough, a very logical process that is completely within the realms of kind of what compliance is used to be doing and used to be monitoring. It just feels a little more uncomfortable because it's subject matter. Like you said, some of it feels a little bit soft, but it's soft until it's not. So it is better to start getting grips with it now and to start your mapping, because then you can improve it kind of over time. And later this year, internationally, they're going to actually put that question out to stakeholders in general, constituents, and ask people and say, okay, we looked at climate in detail first, apart from the general stuff. What should we look at next? So, for example, should it be biodiversity? Should it be human capital? And so we'll have to kind of see how it goes. But don't be fooled into just thinking climate, even though that is getting most of the airtime right now in terms of what we're talking about.
The major challenge for any organization at this point, because of the volume and velocity of how things are changing and new regulation coming in, is the data. And so making sure that you have all of the particular data needs. Like one of the things we said, like, okay, we know our scope 1 and scope 2 emissions because we've been tracking that for some time, right? But if in this rule, and we've been anticipating this for some time, but if in this rule there is actually the major expectation that financial services organizations will be able to understand scope 3, well, there are a lot of data points in scope 3 that aren't even available, right? So how do we get that data? How do we structure that data? And how do we make sure that that data then becomes reportable in the